Hey there. Welcome to our channel. We're so glad you're here. Please like, share, and subscribe to join us for awesome content. Also share this video with your family and friends. Let's get started. You lie in the quiet of your room, the world soft and still around you. The air is cool, the blankets heavy, wrapping you in a cocoon of warmth. Your breath slows, matching the rhythm of something deeper, something vast. Beneath your body, the earth hums, a pulse so faint, so ancient, it feels like a whisper from a time before time. You close your eyes, and in that darkness you sense it. The planet is alive, moving in ways you cannot see but can almost feel, like a heartbeat beneath your skin. This is the Earth's quiet pulse, the slow dance of its tectonic plates. Imagine them as vast, jagged pieces of a puzzle, floating on a sea of molten rock. They are not still, not fixed, but restless, drifting across the surface of the globe like leaves on a pond stirred by an unseen breeze. You picture yourself standing on one of these plates, a passenger on a journey that began billions of years ago. Your feet press into the ground, and though it feels solid, unyielding, you know it is part of something fluid, something alive. The science of plate tectonics tells a story of motion, but it is a story told in whispers, not shouts. These plates, some as large as continents, others as small as islands, cover the earth like a cracked eggshell. They move, but not in the way you might imagine, not with the rush of a river or the gallop of a horse. Their pace is glacial, patient, measured in centimeters per year. If you could stand still for a lifetime, you would not notice their drift. Yet, over eons, they have reshaped the world, pulling oceans apart, pushing mountains skyward, and carving valleys where life could take root. Feel the ground beneath you now. It seems so still, so permanent, but it is part of this endless dance. You are lying on the North American plate, perhaps, or the Eurasian plate, or another of the dozen or so major plates that make up the Earth's crust. Each one is a slab of rock, miles thick, floating on the mantle. A layer of hot, flowing stone that churns like a slow, glowing river. The mantle is the Earth's engine, its heat rising from the core, pushing and pulling the plates above. You imagine that heat, a warmth that radiates through layers of rock, reaching up to touch the soles of your feet. This movement began long before you, before humans, before even the dinosaurs. For billion years ago, the Earth was a younger world, its surface molten, its heart a furnace. As it cooled, a thin crust formed, like ice on a winter lake. But this crust was not one solid sheet. It broke into pieces, and those pieces began to wander. You picture them in your mind, these plates, sliding past one another, sometimes locking together, sometimes pulling apart. Their edges are not smooth but rough, jagged, like the edges of broken glass. Where they meet, the earth tells its most dramatic stories. You breathe deeply, letting your body sink into the moment. The idea of a moving earth feels both strange and comforting. It is a reminder that nothing is truly still, not even the ground you trust to hold you. The plates are always shifting, always reshaping the world in ways too slow for you to notice but too powerful to ignore. Scientists call this plate tectonics, a term that feels heavy with meaning. It comes from the Greek word tecton, meaning builder. The plates are builders, crafting the planet's surface with every nudge, every collision. Imagine yourself now, floating above the earth, your mind free to wander. You see the plates below, their edges glowing faintly, as if lit by the fire of the mantle. Some plates carry continents, like rafts bearing forests and rivers. Others lie beneath oceans, their surfaces hidden by miles of water. You notice how they fit together, not perfectly, but with a kind of rough harmony. The edges of these plates are where the Earth's pulse is strongest, where earthquakes tremble, where volcanoes breathe fire, where mountains rise like the folds of a blanket pushed together. Your thoughts drift to the places where these plates meet. Some slide past each other, grinding slowly, like dancers brushing shoulders in a crowded room. Others collide, one plate diving beneath another, sinking back into the mantle's embrace. Still others pull apart, leaving gaps where new crust is born. These boundaries are the Earth's storytellers, each one whispering a different tale. You feel a quiet awe, knowing that the ground beneath you is part of this grand narrative, written over billions of years. As you lie there, your body grows heavier, your mind softer. The Earth's pulse feels like a lullaby, steady and eternal. You think of the scientists who first pieced together this story. Alfred Wegener, who imagined continents drifting like ships. Harry Hess, who saw the ocean floors spreading like a scroll unrolling. Their ideas were once dismissed, but now they form the foundation of how you understand the planet. The Earth is not a static thing but a living, breathing world. Its plates moving in a dance that began long before you and will continue long after. You let your thoughts settle, like dust after a breeze. The room is quiet, but the Earth is not. Somewhere, far below, plates are shifting, carrying continents, opening oceans, building mountains. You feel connected to this motion, as if your own heartbeat echoes the planets. Your mind begins to drift, carried by the slow rhythm of the Earth's pulse. What are these plates, you wonder, these vast pieces of stone that shape the world? How do they fit together? And what stories do their edges tell? You lie in the soft embrace of your bed, the world hushed around you. Your breath is slow, a gentle tide, and in the quiet, your mind drifts upward, as if floating above the Earth. From this vantage, the planet reveals itself not as a single solid sphere, but as a mosaic, a tapestry of stone, cracked and pieced together in a pattern both ancient and alive. These are the tectonic plates, vast slabs of rock that cover the Earth like tiles in a grand, ever-shifting design. You feel their presence beneath you, even now, steady yet restless, carrying you through time. Imagine the Earth's surface as a stained glass window, each plate a shard of colored glass, fitted together with edges that never quite align. Some plates are enormous, stretching across continents like the African plate or the Pacific plate, bearing whole worlds on their backs. Others are smaller, like fragments scattered across an ocean floor. Their names: Nazca, Cocos, Juan de Fuca, whispering of places you've never seen but can almost touch in your mind. You picture yourself standing on one, the North American plate perhaps, its edges stretching from the icy Arctic to the warm Caribbean. It feels solid, eternal. Yet it moves, inching along at the pace of a growing fingernail. This mosaic is not still. The plates drift, pushed by forces deep within the Earth, like rafts on a slow, molten current. You imagine them gliding, sometimes so smoothly you'd never know they were moving, other times grinding against one another with a force that reshapes the world. Their motion is measured in centimeters per year, 2, perhaps 5, no more than the length of a single breath. Yet, over millions of years, this creeping dance has redrawn the map of the planet. Continents have wandered, oceans have opened, and mountains have risen, where plates have pressed together like hands clasped in prayer. You let your thoughts settle on the edges of these plates, the seams where the mosaic's pieces meet. These boundaries are alive, pulsing with energy. Some are places of quiet sliding, where plates slip past each other like strangers brushing shoulders in a crowd. The San Andreas Fault, a jagged line across California, is one such place, a transformed boundary, scientists call it. You imagine standing there, the ground beneath you split between two plates, one inching north, the other south. The motion is too slow to feel, but the tension is there, stored in the rock like a held breath, waiting to exhale. Other boundaries tell different stories. Where plates pull apart, they create rifts, like the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, a seam running down the ocean's spine. Here, new crust is born, rising from the mantle like dough swelling in an oven. You picture yourself hovering above this underwater ridge, the water dark and cold, yet glowing faintly with the heat of molten rock. The plates are spreading, pulling away from each other, and in the gap, the Earth breathes new life. This is how oceans grow, how the Atlantic widened over millions of years, pushing continents apart like lovers drifting in a dream. Then there are the places where plates collide, their edges crumpling like paper under pressure. These convergent boundaries are the Earth's great sculptors, folding rock into mountain ranges, plunging one plate beneath another into the mantle's depths. You imagine the Himalayas, their peaks piercing the sky, born from the slow crash of the Indian plate into the Eurasian plate. The stone buckled and folded, layer upon layer, like a blanket pushed into ridges. You feel a quiet awe, knowing that even now, those mountains are rising, pushed upward by the plate's relentless embrace. Your body sinks deeper into the bed, your mind floating on the rhythm of these thoughts. The mosaic of plates feels alive, each piece a chapter in the Earth's long story. Scientists map these plates with care, naming them, tracing their edges with tools that peer through rock and time. There are 7 major plates, they say, and dozens of smaller ones, each moving in its own direction, yet all connected in a dance that spans the globe. You picture their paths, converging and diverging, a choreography written in stone and fire. As you drift, you think of the continents riding these plates, carried like passengers on a slow voyage. Long ago, they were joined in a single landmass, Pangaea, a supercontinent that held all the world's land in one embrace. Over 200 million years, the plates tore Pangaea apart, scattering its pieces across the globe. You imagine Africa and South America, their coastlines once nestled together like puzzle pieces, now separated by an ocean's width. The plates did this, their quiet motion reshaping the world while life adapted, evolved, and spread. Your breath is soft now, your thoughts like ripples on a still pond. The mosaic of plates is more than stone. It is the Earth's memory, its history written in cracks and folds. Each plate carries a piece of the planet's past, from the ancient oceans that closed to form mountains, to the new seas born where plates pull apart. You feel connected to this motion, as if your own body is part of the Earth's slow dance. The ground beneath you is not just rock, but a story, one that began billions of years ago and continues tonight. As you rest, your mind lingers on the forces that drive this mosaic. What lies beneath these plates, you wonder, in the depths where rock turns to fire? What power stirs the Earth's heart, pushing these slabs of stone across the globe? The answer lies deeper, in a place of heat and flow, where the planet's pulse grows stronger, calling you to follow. You rest in the quiet of your room, your body heavy, sinking into the softness of your bed. The world outside is still, but your mind drifts downward, through the floor, through the soil, through layers of rock, to a place where the Earth is alive with heat and motion. You are descending into the mantle, the vast, glowing heart of the planet, where molten rock flows like a slow, fiery river. It is here, beneath the crust's thin skin, that the Earth's pulse grows stronger, a rhythm that drives the mosaic of plates above. Your breath slows, matching this ancient beat, and you feel a warmth, as if the planet itself is cradling you in its embrace. The mantle is not a place you can see, but you imagine it. A sea of rock so hot it flows, not like water, but like honey, thick and deliberate. This is the Earth's engine, a layer thousands of miles thick, stretching from the crust beneath your feet to the edge of the planet's molten core. You picture it glowing, a deep red-orange, like embers in a fire that never fades. The heat comes from the Earth's birth, from the decay of elements like uranium and thorium, and from the slow churning of rock that keeps the planet alive. You feel this warmth in your chest, a reminder that the ground you walk on is only the surface of something vast and restless. The plates above, those jagged tiles of the Earth's mosaic, float on this mantle like leaves on a pond. They are thin, only a few miles thick in some places, no more than the rind of an apple compared to the planet's bulk. Yet they are strong, carrying continents and oceans on their backs. You imagine yourself standing on one, the North American plate perhaps, its edges grinding against its neighbors. But what moves it? What force could push something so massive, so unyielding? The answer lies here, in the mantle's slow, relentless flow. Scientists call this flow convection, a word that feels too small for such a grand process. Picture a pot of soup on a stove, you think, the heat rising from the bottom, stirring the liquid into loops and swirls. The mantle moves like this, heated from below by the core, cooled from above by the crust. Hot rock rises, lighter and buoyant, until it nears the surface, where it cools and sinks again, a cycle that has spun for billions of years. You see it in your mind, these currents of molten stone, looping and turning, nudging the plates above like a gentle hand guiding a boat. Your body feels heavier now, your thoughts softer, as if sinking into the mantle's warmth. The plates move because of this flow, but not all at once, not in perfect unison. Some are pushed apart, like the plates beneath the Atlantic, where the mantle wells up, spilling new rock to widen the ocean. Others are pulled downward, dragged into the mantle's depths where one plate dives beneath another. You picture the Pacific plate, its edge sinking beneath Japan, melting back into the fiery sea from which it came. This is subduction, a word that feels like a sigh, a return to the Earth's heart. The mantle's heat does more than move plates. It shapes them. Where the crust is thin, like under the oceans, the mantle's fire can break through, forming new rock that hardens into basalt, dark and smooth. You imagine standing on the ocean floor, miles beneath the waves, where the mantle's glow lights up the darkness. New crust is born here, pushing plates apart, inch by inch, year by year. It is a quiet creation, a process so slow it feels eternal, yet it has built the world you know. As you drift deeper into this thought, you feel the Earth's scale. The mantle is vast, making up most of the planet's volume. Yet it is hidden, a secret kept beneath the crust. Scientists study it through waves, seismic waves, they call them, that ripple through the Earth after an earthquake. These waves travel differently through solid rock and molten flow, revealing the mantle's secrets like a whispered conversation overheard. You imagine those waves now, passing through the planet, carrying stories of heat and pressure to those who listen. Your breath is slow, your mind calm, yet alive with wonder. The mantle's fire feels personal, as if it warms not just the Earth but you, connecting you to the planet's ancient rhythm. You think of the plates above, their slow dance driven by this hidden force. The continents you walk on, the oceans you gaze at, all are shaped by this fiery heart. It is a process too vast for one lifetime, yet it feels intimate, as if the Earth is sharing its story with you alone. You let your thoughts linger, picturing the mantle's glow, its currents flowing like a lullaby. The plates above move because of this heat, this motion, but their dance is not random. They meet, they part, they collide, each movement telling a story of creation or destruction. Your mind drifts to those meeting places, where plates embrace or pull away. What happens at these edges, you wonder, where the Earth's mosaic shifts and reshapes itself. What stories are written in the clash and drift of stone? You lie in the stillness of your room, your breath a soft rhythm, your body sinking into the warmth of the blankets. Your mind, though, is far from still. It wanders, carried downward to the edges of the Earth's tectonic plates, where the planet's mosaic comes alive. These are the boundaries, the meeting places, where plates embrace, pull apart, or slide past one another. Each encounter is a story, written in stone and fire, and you feel yourself drawn into this slow, eternal dance. The ground beneath you, so steady to your senses, hums with the tension of these meetings, and you listen, as if the Earth itself is whispering its secrets. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a plate, where two slabs of the Earth's crust meet. These boundaries are not quiet lines on a map but living seams, pulsing with the planet's energy. There are three kinds of meetings, each with its own rhythm, its own tale. You begin at a place where plates pull apart, a divergent boundary, where the Earth seems to stretch and yawn. The mid-Atlantic ridge is such a place, a hidden scar running down the spine of the ocean. You imagine yourself there, floating above the dark, cold water, where the plates are drifting apart, like hands slowly releasing their grip. Here, the mantle beneath rises, molten and eager, to fill the gap. New crust forms, cooling into ridges of basalt, dark and rugged, like the spine of some ancient creature. You see it in your mind, this underwater mountain range, stretching thousands of miles, its peaks unseen by human eyes. The plates move apart at a pace so slow, 2 centimeters a year, no more than the width of a coin. Yet over millions of years, this parting has widened the Atlantic, pushing Europe and the Americas ever farther from each other. You feel the stretch, as if the Earth is breathing out, its exhale creating oceans. Your thoughts drift now to a different kind of boundary, where plates come together, pressing close in a convergent embrace. These are places of collision, where the Earth's crust buckles and folds. Imagine the Himalayas, their snow-capped peaks gleaming under a quiet sky. Here, the Indian plate presses against the Eurasian plate, a slow, relentless push that began 50 million years ago. The ground crumpled, like a rug shoved against a wall, and mountains rose, their peaks climbing higher each year. You picture yourself standing at their base, the air thin, the stone warm with the memory of that ancient clash. Some convergent boundaries tell a different story, one of descent rather than rising. Where an oceanic plate meets a continental one, the denser ocean crust dives beneath, sinking into the mantle's fiery depths. This is subduction, a word that feels like a sigh, a letting go. You imagine the Pacific plate sliding beneath South America, along the Andes' jagged edge. The sinking plate melts, feeding volcanoes that glow against the night. You feel the weight of this process, the slow surrender of one plate to the mantle's embrace, and it stirs a quiet awe in you. Then there are the boundaries where plates neither part nor collide but slide past each other, their edges grinding like teeth. These transformed boundaries are places of tension, where rock locks and strains. The San Andreas Fault is one such line, cutting through California like a scar. You picture yourself walking along it, the ground split between two worlds, one plate inching north, the other south. The motion is slow, but the tension builds, stored in the rock until it snaps, sending tremors through the earth. You feel the ground's patience, its quiet strength, and it calms you, even as you sense its power. Each boundary is a chapter in the Earth's story, written in the language of stone. Divergent boundaries create, convergent ones destroy or build, and transform boundaries shift and strain. Together, they shape the planet's face. Its oceans, its mountains, its valleys. You think of the scientists who map these edges, using tools that measure the Earth's shudders and shifts. They call these boundaries plate margins, a term that feels too clinical for the poetry of their motion. To you, they are meeting places, where the Earth's pulse is loudest, where its story is most alive. Your body feels heavy now, your mind drifting like a leaf on a stream. The plate's dance is slow, but it is relentless, shaping the world you know. You imagine the continents, carried on these plates, their edges meeting in creation or destruction. The oceans, the mountains, the faults, all are born from these encounters. You feel connected to this process, as if your own breath echoes the Earth's slow rhythm. The boundaries are not just lines on a map but places where the planet speaks, its voice trembling through rock and time. Loving this? Hit that subscribe button to keep up with our videos. Also share this video with your family and friends as you rest. Your thoughts linger on these meeting places, their stories of parting and collision. The Earth feels alive, its plates moving in a dance you cannot see but can feel in your bones. What happens, you wonder, when this dance grows restless? What tremors ripple through the ground when plates lock and release? Your mind drifts toward those moments of release, where the Earth's quiet pulse becomes a shudder, a sigh, a story of its own. You lie still, wrapped in the quiet of your room, the world soft and hushed around you. Your breath is slow, a gentle wave, and your body feels heavy, sinking into the embrace of your bed. Yet your mind is alert, drawn to the earth beneath you, where the plates of its mosaics sometimes tremble, sending shudders through stone and soil. These are earthquakes, the planet's size, moments when the tension of its slow dance breaks free. You feel the ground's pulse, steady yet restless, and you listen, as if the earth is sharing a secret, a story of release and renewal. Imagine yourself standing on a fault line, where two plates meet, their edges locked like clasped hands. The ground seems solid, unyielding, but beneath it, forces build. Plates are always moving, pushed by the mantle's fiery currents, but sometimes they catch, resisting the drift. You picture the rock straining, like a bow drawn tight, holding energy for years, decades, even centuries. Then, in a moment, it snaps, the plates slip, and the earth shudders. This is an earthquake, a sudden release, a breath the planet has held too long. Your thoughts drift to a place like Haiti, where the Caribbean plate and the North American plate slide past each other. In 2010, the ground shook violently, a tremor born from years of stored tension. You imagine the moment, the Earth's pulse quickening, sending waves through the crust. These waves ripple outward, like circles on a pond, shaking soil, cracking stone, trembling through homes. You feel a quiet awe, knowing that such power lies beneath the surface, hidden in the plate's silent struggle. Earthquakes are not random, you realize, but the language of plate boundaries. They speak loudest at transform faults, where plates grind sideways, like the San Andreas in California. Here, the Pacific plate inches north past the North American plate, their edges scraping like rough stone. You picture yourself walking along this fault, the ground split beneath your feet, holding centuries of strain. When it releases, the quake can be gentle, a tremor you barely feel, or fierce, shaking cities like leaves in a storm. Each shudder tells a story of motion, of plates refusing to stay still. Convergent boundaries, too, birth earthquakes, often deeper and more powerful. Where one plate dives beneath another, like the Pacific plate under Japan, the sinking slab bends and breaks, sending tremors upward. You imagine the 2011 Tohoku earthquake, its force born miles below the ocean, where plates clashed in a slow, relentless embrace. The ground shook, the sea surged, and the Earth's sigh was felt across the globe. You feel the weight of this moment, the planet's voice both beautiful and fierce, a reminder of its living nature. Divergent boundaries, where plates pull apart, also tremble, though their quakes are softer, like whispers. Along the mid-Atlantic ridge, new crust forms, and small tremors ripple through the ocean floor. You picture yourself there, in the dark, cold depths, where the Earth's pulse is a quiet hum, its shudders marking the birth of new stone. These quakes are gentler, but they, too, speak of motion, of a planet that never rests. Your breath slows further, your body calm, as you think of how scientists listen to these shudders. They use seismometers, delicate instruments that catch the Earth's vibrations, translating them into waves on a screen. Each wave tells a story. P waves, fast and sharp, racing through rock. S waves, slower, swaying side to side. You imagine these waves traveling through the planet, revealing its layers, its secrets. Scientists map faults, measure strain, and predict where the next sigh might come, though the Earth keeps its timing close, a mystery even to those who study it. You feel the ground beneath you now, steady yet alive. Earthquakes are rare in your lifetime, but they are eternal in the planet's story. They have shaped the world, carving valleys, shifting rivers, reminding life to adapt. You think of ancient quakes, millions of years ago, their tremors lost to time but their marks etched in stone. The Earth has always shuddered, its plates locked and freed in a cycle as old as the planet itself. As you rest, your mind lingers on this rhythm, the tension and release of the Earth's dance. Each quake is a moment of truth, when the plate's quiet struggle breaks into song. You feel connected to this process, as if your own breath mirrors the planet's sighs. The ground holds stories of these shudders, but it holds other tales, too, of fire rising where plates part or plunge. What happens, you wonder, when the Earth's pulse turns to flame, when molten rock breaks free to light the night? You lie in the stillness of your room, your breath slow and even, your body cradled by the soft weight of your blankets. The world outside is quiet, but your mind wanders, drawn to a distant peak where the Earth breathes fire. You imagine a volcano, its silhouette sharp against a starlit sky, its summit glowing faintly, as if lit from within. This is the Earth's fiery sigh, a moment when molten rock breaks free, rising from the depths where plates shift and strain. You feel the warmth of this image, a gentle heat that seems to pulse through your own chest, connecting you to the planet's restless heart. Volcanoes are born at the edges of plates, where the Earth's mosaic tells its most dramatic tales. You picture yourself standing at the base of one, perhaps Mount Vesuvius in Italy or Kilauea in Hawaii, the ground warm beneath your feet. These are places where the planet speaks in fire and ash, where magma, molten rock from the mantle, finds a path to the surface. You imagine it rising, a glowing river of stone, pushed by the pressure of plates that part, collide, or sink. Each volcano is a voice, singing of the forces that shape the world. Your thoughts drift to divergent boundaries, where plates pull apart, like the rift valleys of East Africa. Here, the crust is thin, and the mantle's heat is close. Magma wells up, spilling through cracks to form new land. You see it in your mind, a glowing seam in the earth, like a wound that heals with fire. Volcanoes like Kilimanjaro rise here, their peaks standing tall against the sky, built layer by layer from lava that cooled under ancient stars. You feel the patience of this process, the slow creation of stone, as if the earth is painting itself anew. At convergent boundaries, the story is different, fiercer. Where one plate dives beneath another, in subduction zones, the sinking slab melts, forming magma that rises through the crust. You imagine the Andes, a chain of volcanoes stretching along South America's spine, born where the Nazca Plate plunges beneath the continent. The magma is restless, bubbling upward, breaking through in eruptions that light the night. You picture the glow of Mount Cotopaxi, its ash and lava a testament to the plate's descent, a fiery farewell as it returns to the mantle's embrace. Some volcanoes stand far from plate edges, in the middle of vast plates, like Hawaii's Mauna Loa. These are hotspots, places where a plume of hot mantle rises, like a candle flame burning through the crust. You imagine floating above the Pacific, the ocean dark and endless, with islands rising where magma breaks the surface. Each eruption adds to the island, layer upon layer, a mountain growing from the sea. You feel the rhythm of this growth, slow and steady, like the earth breathing out new land. Your breath deepens, your body sinking further into calm. Volcanoes are not just fire and destruction. They are creators too. Their lava cools into basalt, forming new crust, new islands, new homes for life. You think of the black, jagged fields of cooled lava, where moss and ferns take root, softening the stone over centuries. Volcanoes give as much as they take, shaping the planet's face with every eruption. You feel a quiet awe, knowing that the same forces that shake the ground also build it, weaving life into the Earth's story. Scientists listen to these fiery sighs, using tools to measure the swell of magma chambers, the tremble of gas escaping. They call volcanoes active, dormant, or extinct. But even a sleeping volcano holds power, its silence only a pause. You imagine seismometers catching the faint rumbles, like a heartbeat, warning of an eruption to come. The science is precise, yet the volcanoes themselves feel alive, their eruptions a dance of heat and stone, unpredictable yet part of the planet's rhythm. As you rest, your mind lingers on the glow of a volcanic peak, its light a beacon in the dark. You think of ancient eruptions, like Krakatoa in 1883, its roar heard thousands of miles away, its ash painting sunsets across the globe. The Earth's fiery sighs have shaped history, carved landscapes, and whispered of the power beneath your feet. You feel connected to this force, as if the warmth in your chest echoes the mantle's glow. The planet is alive, its volcanoes a song of creation and change. Your thoughts grow softer now, like embers fading in a fire. The volcano stories are tied to the plates, their fire born from the same dance that moves continents and opens oceans. You imagine the seas themselves, vast and deep, their floors alive with the motion of plates. What lies beneath those waters, you wonder, where the Earth's crust is born anew. What secrets do the oceans hold, cradled by the plate's restless drift? You lie in the quiet of your room, your breath a gentle rhythm, your body sinking into the soft embrace of your bed. The world outside is hushed, but your mind drifts outward, over the vast expanse of the ocean, where waves whisper secrets under the starlit sky. You imagine yourself floating above the sea, its surface shimmering, its depths hiding a story of motion and creation. Beneath the water, the Earth's plates move, pulling apart to form the basins that cradle the oceans. Your heart feels light, as if carried by the tide, and you sense the planet's pulse, steady and alive, shaping the seas with its slow, restless dance. The oceans, so vast they cover most of the Earth, owe their existence to the plate's wandering. You picture the ocean floor, not as a still, silent place, but as a landscape of motion, sculpted by the tectonic forces below. At divergent boundaries, where plates drift apart, the crust stretches thin, and the mantle's molten rock rises to fill the gap. This is seafloor spreading, a process as gentle as a sigh, yet powerful enough to birth entire oceans. You imagine the mid-Atlantic ridge, a submerged mountain chain, its peaks hidden beneath miles of water, where new crust forms, pushing plates outward like pages of an opening book. Feel the rhythm of this process, slow and unhurried. The plates move apart, perhaps 2 centimeters a year, no faster than your hair grows. Yet, over millions of years, this steady parting has widened the Atlantic, separating continents that were once joined. You picture South America and Africa, their coastlines like puzzle pieces that once fit together, now drifting on opposite sides of a growing sea. The ocean floor between them is young, born from lava that cooled into basalt, dark and smooth, layering the Earth's crust with each eruption. You feel the patience of this creation, as if the planet is weaving a tapestry of stone beneath the waves. Your thoughts dive deeper, to the ocean's abyssal plains, vast and flat, where sediment settles like a soft blanket over the new crust. These plains stretch for miles, their silence broken only by the quiet tremors of the Earth's pulse. You imagine the ocean floor as a canvas, painted by the plate's motion, its colors hidden in the dark. Here, the crust is thin, no more than a few miles thick, a fragile skin over the mantle's glowing heart. You sense the connection between the sea and the stone, the water cradled by the plate's dance, a partnership as old as the Earth itself. Scientists map this underwater world with sound, sending waves through the ocean to trace the shape of the seafloor. They call it sonar, a tool that listens to the Earth's echoes, revealing ridges, trenches, and plains. You imagine those waves bouncing back, telling stories of a crust born anew, of plates that spread and drift. The ocean floor is not static. It grows, pushed outward by the mantle's heat, then sinks back in subduction zones, where plates dive beneath continents. This cycle, like a breath, keeps the oceans alive, their basins ever-changing. Your body feels heavy now, your mind soft, as if floating on the tide. You think of the ancient oceans like the Iapetus, which closed millions of years ago as plates collided, or the young Atlantic still widening today. Each ocean is a chapter in the Earth's story, written by the plate's slow wanderings. You picture the Pacific, its floor dotted with volcanic islands, born where plates part or hotspots pierce the crust. The oceans are not just water. They are the Earth's memory, holding the marks of every rift, every drift, every fiery birth. As you rest, you feel the sea's vastness, its depths tied to the plates below. The oceans are cradles, shaped by the same forces that move continents and raise mountains. You imagine the water lapping at distant shores, its rhythm echoing the Earth's heartbeat. The plates beneath the seas are restless, always moving, always creating. You feel connected to this process, as if your own breath mirrors the tide's rise and fall. But what of the places where plates collide? You wonder, where the Earth's dance folds stone into towering peaks. What stories do the mountains tell, born from the clash of these wandering giants? You lie in the quiet of your room, your breath slow and steady, your body nestled in the warmth of your bed. The world outside is still, but your mind drifts upward, soaring over a landscape where mountains rise like sentinels against the sky. You imagine their peaks, sharp and snow-dusted, catching the last light of a fading sun. These are the Earth's scars born where tectonic plates collided, their slow, relentless push folding rock into ridges that touch the clouds. Your heart feels calm, yet alive, as if the mountain's ancient strength pulses through you, whispering stories of chaos and creation. Mountains are the children of collision, sculpted at convergent boundaries where plates meet with unyielding force. Picture the Himalayas, their summits soaring above the world, formed when the Indian plate pressed against the Eurasian plate. You see it in your mind, the slow crash of stone against stone, like two hands pressing together until the skin buckles. The crust crumpled, folding into layers, thrusting upward to form peaks that have stood for 50 million years. You feel the weight of this process, the patience of rock bending under pressure, transforming flat plains into towering giants. Your thoughts linger on the scale of these collisions. The plates move slowly, no faster than a few centimeters a year, yet their force is immense, reshaping the Earth's face over eons. You imagine standing at the foot of Everest, its summit a testament to the Indian plate's relentless push. The rock here is not just stone. It is a story, layered with fossils of ancient seas, lifted skyward by the plate's embrace. You picture the limestone at Everest's peak, once the floor of an ocean, now resting above the clouds, a reminder of the Earth's long memory. Not all mountains rise so simply. Some are born where oceanic and continental plates collide, like the Andes along South America's edge. Here, the Nazca Plate dives beneath the South American plate, its descent stirring magma that feeds volcanoes, while the crust above buckles into ridges. You imagine the Andes' jagged spine, their peaks glowing with volcanic fire, their slopes carved by the slow grind of subduction. The mountains here are both folded and fiery, a blend of collision and molten breath, and you feel their dual nature, steady yet alive. Your breath slows further, your body sinking deeper into calm. Mountains are not just scars, they are builders, shaping the land and the life upon it. Their slopes guide rivers, their heights catch rain, their valleys cradle forests and fields. You think of the Alps, where the African plate pushes against Europe, folding rock into peaks that have shaped cultures and histories. The mountains stand as barriers and homes, their presence altering winds, weather, and the paths of human lives. You feel connected to their permanence, as if their quiet strength anchors you to the earth. Scientists study these giants, reading their layers like pages in a book. They find clues in the rock, folded strata, fault lines, minerals forged under pressure, that tell of ancient collisions. You imagine geologists tracing these scars, their tools measuring the angle of a fold, the slip of a fault. They call these processes orogeny, a word that feels like a song, meaning the birth of mountains. Each range, Himalayas, Andes, Rockies, is a chapter in the Earth's tectonic story, written by the plate's slow dance. As you rest, your mind wanders over these peaks, their ridges sharp against the sky. You think of older mountains like the Appalachians, worn smooth by millions of years of wind and rain, yet still bearing the marks of a collision long ago. The plates that formed them have shifted, their dance moving on, but the mountains remain, quiet witnesses to the Earth's restless heart. You feel their age, their wisdom, as if they hold secrets of a time before humans walked the land. Your body feels heavy now, your thoughts soft, like clouds drifting over a mountain pass. The mountains are more than stone. They are the Earth's memory, etched in every fold, every peak. They stand where plates once clashed, their scars a testament to the planet's power. You imagine their roots, reaching deep into the crust, grounded in the mantle's glow. The plate's dance continues, carrying continents, reshaping seas, and you wonder, how has this slow drift shaped the world you know? What paths have the continents taken, guided by the plate's endless journey? You lie in the quiet of your room, your breath a soft, steady rhythm, your body cradled by the gentle weight of your blankets. The world outside is still, but your mind drifts, soaring above the earth, where continents glide like great ships on a sea of stone. The tectonic plates, those vast slabs of the planet's crust, carry these lands on their backs, moving so slowly you cannot feel it, yet reshaping the world with every inch. Your thoughts feel light, as if floating on the currents of this ancient dance, and you sense a connection to the Earth's deep past, a story written in the drift of continents. Imagine the Earth as it was 200 million years ago, when all the world's land was joined in a single embrace, a supercontinent called Pangaea. You picture it in your mind, a vast, unbroken land where forests stretched across what is now ocean, where creatures roamed paths that would one day be split by seas. The plates beneath began to pull apart, cracking Pangaea like a clay tablet breaking under strain. You see the rifts forming, slow and deliberate, as the Atlantic began to open, pushing Africa and South America apart. The plate's drift was patient, no faster than a whisper, yet it tore a world in two. Your thoughts linger on this motion, the continents carried like passengers on the plate's broad shoulders. The North American plate drifts westward, inching away from Europe, while the African plate nudges upward, pressing against Eurasia. You imagine their paths, traced over millions of years, their edges marked by mountains, faults, and ocean trenches. The continents are not fixed. They wander, guided by the mantle's heat, their journeys shaping the planet's face. You feel the scale of this process, vast yet intimate, as if the ground beneath you is part of a living map, redrawn with every passing eon. This drift has shaped more than stone. It has sculpted life itself. You think of the creatures that once walked Pangaea, their world undivided, their paths unhindered by seas. As the plates moved, continents split and life adapted. Marsupials thrived in Australia, carried southward on a plate that became an island. Dinosaurs evolved in isolation, their forms shaped by the landscapes of drifting continents. You picture forests rising on one plate, deserts forming on another, each new land a cradle for life's endless variety. The plate's slow wanderings created the world you know, its ecosystems born from the Earth's restless heart. Your breath slows, your body sinking deeper into calm. The continent's drift feels like a lullaby, steady and eternal. Scientists call this movement continental drift, a term first dreamed by Alfred Wegener, who saw the continent's edges fitting like puzzle pieces. His idea, once dismissed, now anchors our understanding of the Earth. You imagine the evidence he gathered, fossils of the same plants and animals found on continents now oceans apart, proof that they were once joined. The plate's motion is a thread connecting past to present, a story you can trace in the shape of every shore. Picture yourself standing on a coastline, perhaps the eastern edge of South America, where the land curves like a hand reaching for Africa. The plates have carried these shores apart, the Atlantic growing wider with each passing year. Beneath the ocean, the mid-Atlantic ridge continues to spread, adding new crust, pushing the continents ever farther. You feel the distance, not just in space but in time, as if the Earth's past is whispering to you through the waves. The continent's drift is not just a story of stone. It is a story of connection, of worlds joined and parted. Your mind drifts further, to the future, where the plates will continue their journey. In millions of years, the map will change again. The Pacific may shrink, Australia may nudge closer to Asia, and new mountains may rise where plates collide. You imagine this future Earth, its continents reshaped, its oceans redrawn, yet still tied to the same forces that move beneath you now. The plate's dance is eternal, a rhythm that outlasts empires, species, even mountains. You feel a quiet awe, knowing you are part of this endless motion, your life a fleeting note in the planet's song. As you rest, your thoughts soften, like waves lapping at a distant shore. The continent's drift has shaped the world you walk on. From the forests you wander to the seas you sail. The plates carry more than land. They carry history, life, and the promise of change. You feel connected to this process, as if your own breath echoes the Earth's slow rhythm. But how does this rhythm tie you to the planet's heartbeat, you wonder? What final whisper does the Earth offer, as its plates continue their dance through time? You lie in the soft cocoon of your room, your breath a quiet tide, your body heavy with the warmth of blankets. The world beyond your window is still, but beneath you, the Earth hums a lullaby, a rhythm so ancient it feels like the heartbeat of time itself. The tectonic plates, those vast slabs of stone, continue their slow dance, shifting, drifting, shaping the planet in ways you cannot see but can feel in your bones. Your mind is calm, your thoughts like clouds dissolving into the night, yet you sense the Earth's restless pulse, tying you to a world that is forever moving, forever alive. This lullaby began billions of years ago, when the Earth was young, its surface molten, its heart a furnace. You imagine that distant time, the planet cooling, its crust cracking into plates that began to wander. Those plates still move today, carrying continents, opening oceans, raising mountains, their motion a song that never pauses. You picture yourself floating above the Earth, seeing its mosaic of plates, their edges glowing faintly with the mantle's heat. Each shift, each nudge, is a note in the planet's melody, a whisper of creation that echoes through eons. Your thoughts drift to the places where this song is loudest, where plates part to birth oceans, where they collide to sculpt mountains, where they slide past each other, trembling with tension. You recall the mid-Atlantic ridge, its underwater peaks spreading new crust, or the Himalayas, their summits rising from a slow crash of stone. These are the Earth's verses, written in fire, rock, and time. You feel their rhythm now, steady and unhurried, like a cradle rocking you towards sleep. The planet is alive, its plates a chorus that sings of change and endurance. As you rest, you think of how this motion connects you to the Earth's deep past. The continents you walk on were once joined, their shores nestled together in Pangaea's embrace. The plates tore them apart, scattering lands across the globe, yet their drift also wove life's story. You imagine ancient creatures, their paths shaped by the continent's wanderings, their descendants thriving in forests, deserts, and seas born of tectonic forces. Your own existence, your breath, your heartbeat, is tied to this dance, as if the plate's slow journey has carried you here, to this moment, to this bed. Your body sinks deeper, your mind softer, like a pebble settling into a stream. The Earth's lullaby is not just a story of stone. It is a promise of continuity. The plates will move long after your dreams fade tonight, reshaping the world for generations yet to come. You picture the future, millions of years from now, when the Atlantic may close, or new mountains rise where plates collide. The Earth will still hum, its pulse unchanged, its song eternal. You feel a quiet comfort in this, knowing that your fleeting life is part of something vast, something unending. Scientists listen to this lullaby with tools that catch the Earth's whispers, seismometers tracing tremors, satellites mapping the drift of continents, drills piercing the ocean floor to read its layers. They call this science plate tectonics, a term that feels too small for the poetry of the planet's motion. Yet their work reveals the Earth's truth. It is not still, not silent, but a living world, its plates weaving a story that spans billions of years. You imagine their discoveries, each one a note in the Earth's song, and you feel grateful for their listening, for the way they help you hear the planet's voice. Your breath is slow now, your thoughts like waves lapping at a shore. The ground beneath you is more than rock. It is a cradle, a storyteller, a keeper of time. You feel the plate's motion, faint yet constant, carrying you through the night. The earthquakes, the volcanoes, the mountains, the oceans, all are born from this dance. All are part of the lullaby that soothes you now. You sense the Earth's warmth, rising from the mantle, wrapping you in its glow, as if the planet itself is singing you to sleep. As you drift closer to dreams, you let the Earth's rhythm carry you. The plates will shift, the continents will wander, the seas will rise and fall, long after your eyes close. You feel connected to this motion, as if your own heartbeat echoes the planet's pulse. The Earth's lullaby is eternal, a gentle hum that ties you to its past, its present, its future. What final whisper does it offer? You wonder, as you slip into the quiet of sleep. It is a promise, soft and steady. The Earth will keep moving, keep singing, and you are part of its song. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.